Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kit. Today I want to speak to you about a subject that's exceptionally close to my heart. The subject today is about perfectionism. What does perfectionism mean? You will have heard of the phrase, practice makes perfect. I think this phrase is exceptionally misleading. Why? Imagine one of your biggest goals is to play the piano. You haven't played the piano before. You have no idea how to play it. You've never touched a piano in your entire life and you want to play it. So that's your big goal. Now, your small goal would be to get piano lessons, of course, to learn how to play it. However, what we have been conditioned to think is practice makes perfect. Therefore, we think we must be perfect or else we are not good enough. Whatever we do is not good enough because we're conditioned to focus on perfection, which, according to Pia Mellody, who wrote Facing Codependence, perfectionism is dysfunctional. Why is it dysfunctional? Well, let me give you my 2 cents of it in plain English. When you focus on the perfection, it means that you're telling yourself you're never going to be good enough until you get to that perfect level. What is perfect? How do you define perfect? Instead, why do we not use the phrase practice makes progress? The progress means that you're taking one step at a time to get to your target, to get to your goal, to get to your dream, instead of focusing on perfection. I want to share a story with you. 2 weeks ago, I handed over my committee to my successor. Now, let me give you a background story on this. I'm a member of Toastmasters, have been since February 2016. For those of you who don't know what Toastmasters is, it is a global organisation, non-profit, where their members get to develop and master their public speaking and leadership skills. I took on the president role in my Toastmasters club last July. For the last 12 months, I have been the president of my Toastmasters club in Glasgow. I have developed my leadership skills throughout the past 12 months on being the president, which means that I oversee meetings. I help my members to achieve their goals. I work with my committee members, who are the club members, to serve our members and clubs. Due to my dysfunctional family setup, I am conditioned to focus on perfection. So when I took on this role, I knew nothing about what tasks a president is responsible for. So I was thrown into the unknown, which was my choice because I wanted to develop my leadership skills. Now, because I didn't know what I was getting myself in for, there was huge number of uncertainties which created fear. Now, I was focusing on perfection because I wanted everything to be perfect, which is what I've been conditioned to think and believe. So that created a lot of emotions, a lot of anxiety, and I was drained by focusing on the perfection side of things instead of making progress by default. So when I handed over the president role to my successor, I felt, hello, a huge sense of success, a huge sense of real. I've got a dog standing right in front of me with a frisbee. You see that dog? Oh my goodness, so cute. So when I handed over my president role to my successor 2 weeks ago, I felt such an intense sense of relief. I felt so happy that I could finally pass the role on to another committee member. Then I realised after that meeting on a Tuesday evening that I was influenced by my dysfunctional family system, where I was focusing on perfection, which was dysfunctional. So there was conflict within my head that the old part of me, because I was conditioned to think of and to focus on perfection, that's what I was focused on. And then on another part of me, I was focusing on progress. So there was constant conflict between the two me, the old me and the present me. When I let go of the perfection, I was making progress. However, when I allowed the perfection side of me to take over, I wasn't focused on progress. I wonder if you can relate to this. How often do you focus on practice makes perfect? How often do you focus on getting it perfect? For instance, do you know why the majority of people are absolutely scared to death of public speaking? It is because they focus on perfection. So they tell themselves things like, oh, I'm not good enough to deliver this presentation at work. Oh, who am I to deliver this speech in front of this audience of strangers? Oh, what if people laugh at me? What if I get jeered off the stage? What if I get a brain freeze? What if plays in their minds endlessly like a broken record player? It's because we are conditioned to focus on perfection. Practice makes perfect. So when they practice their speech or the presentation, they focus on the perfection instead of focusing on progress, which is what is more functional and healthy. So after I gave the presidency role over to my successor, I felt 10 times lighter. Then last week was our very last club meeting where I officially, during club business, I officially handed over the role to my successor, and I felt more lighter than 2 weeks ago. So now I can focus on my new goals that I've set for the next 12 months. I want to achieve the highest distinction at Toastmasters, which is called Distinguished Toastmasters, where you focus on developing and mastering both public speaking and leadership. I am focused on launching my life coaching business, which is something that has been ongoing over the last, I don't know how many months, because I've been procrastinating, especially during lockdown. So I set a date, an end date, a deadline of launching it today. However, when I sat at the computer to work on it with my Aussie hubby, we had some minor issues that can be easily resolved. However, I am in a long distance marriage where my Aussie hubby lives in Sydney, Australia, so that's the other side of the world, down under, and there's a 9 hours there's a 9 hours difference between so they are 9 hours ahead of us, so we couldn't get the launch met today. However, we are making progress. We know what minor issues we need to work on, so we're making progress. Notice what I said. We are making progress. We are not focusing on perfection. It's not going to be perfect, and that's quite okay with me. I don't want it to be perfect. There are going to be things that could be improved. As with everything, there are always going to be room for improvement. So, to conclude, I think it's more healthy and functional to focus on making consistent progress instead of focusing on perfection, because when you focus on perfection, it means that it's not good enough until it is perfect. If you switch it to a positive, it is good enough, even though it isn't perfect, because it doesn't have to be perfect in order to be good enough. I hope you got something from this video. I would love to connect with you. So if you have any questions, queries, or you want more information on what I've covered in this video today, please leave a comment and I would love to connect with you. Until next time, enjoy your day. It's bye from Kit.